to Gage back in the locker room, and he was talking that he said he wanted to lay the smackdown on this guy. So evidently there's some animosity there.
There is a little bit, but I think at the end of the night there's always going to be a little bit of respect. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here in the cage. And Chavin Scales is such a character. I know, if I remember correctly, he might have been a state champion wrestler, and I know this guy's good at wrestling. I've seen him pick people up and slam them. I think that's going to be his game plan. It's just to get in and pick up and slam. He's just so ferocious.
And we know wrestlers are some of the best MMA fighters because I'm sitting next to you and you're a wrestler.
Hi, I'm Gage Mitchell. I'm 16 years old, and this will be my second fight. I'm looking forward to putting on a show for you guys.
Chavin is about as much muscle as you can get.
Yeah, I was noticing that. He's very ripped, very lean. And both of these guys are kind of shorter of the 145 bunch. We've seen some taller 145ers tonight.
We have.
These are about as short as your 145ers are going to get.
Yep, we've seen all the extremes, the shortest, the biggest, the strongest, the tallest.
I believe Gage is probably about 5'6", maybe.
Yeah, and what I like about Gage is he's a mixed martial artist. He doesn't really care where the fight goes. He'll go to the ground, it goes to the ground. If he wants to stand up, he can stand up. He can do it all. So, and I'm not saying that Chavin can't. I just haven't seen Chavin fight, but I know that Chavin can wrestle. I know that.
Well, let's just go ahead and say that we don't know what's going to happen in this fight because
no, not at all.
This potentially could be fight of the night.
I agree. This is one that I'm looking forward to out of all of them. I'm probably looking forward to this one the most. Chavin, while he is a debut fighter, he's had a lot of street fights. And before the fight, during the commission speech, he actually asked the commissioner, "Do I have to wear gloves?"
I remember that, yeah.
So this guy's a character.
Gage bouncing around. He looks ready.
He does.
Both these fighters look ready.
Indeed.
Scales is pacing back and forth. Here comes the stare down.
This is the best stare down I think we've seen all night. These guys look serious.
They're ready to go. And here we go, folks. This is the sixth fight of the night. 145 pounds. This has potential fight of the night of it.
And they touch gloves. Crazy kick by
Crazy
Gage.
kick, yeah.
Crowd
Scales
loved it.
threw one himself, too. Threw a really nice high kick. And there's a single leg.
Wrestler takedown there by Chavin Scales.
Gage trying to work to get back up.
Gage needs to get that underhook with his left hand and let go of that head.
He's
right
got
there.
half guard now. He's
go.
replaced the half guard. He's actually not in a bad position here.
Chavin, he did get the takedown, but he's not done any damage yet. He's just pinning him like a wrestler would. So maybe here in a second he'll get the posture up and do damage. But right now he's just maintaining the top position.
Scales going for.
And
Scales has him mounted.
Scales takes the mount. He's able to land one hit so far.
Gage working hard to try to get out of that full mount.
And it looks like
Scales is being relentless with that full mount.
He is.
He's throwing some really heavy shots here.
And he's actually got his hooks. He's working on
it. It looks like Gage
is Gage is in the turtle up position, and he's trying to.
He's working out, and it looks like he's on the top now.
Gage Mitchell is reversed the position, and we're going to see what Chavin Scales, this amazing wrestler, can do from bottom, and he reverses it again. It's an amazing fight.
And Mitchell going for an inverted triangle, but he gets Scales gets out of it.
Back to
Scales throws hard shots, and he lets him up. I don't know why he let him up. He was doing damage.
Well, let's see. Maybe he's confident in his stand-up.
Mitchell throws a nice teep.
Yeah, Gage can throw several things striking. He's very flexible.
Nice kick.
And so can Chavin. Chavin returns a head kick.
And this pace has slowed down a little bit.
It has.
And it looks like Scales is breathing out of his mouth already. He may be a little winded after that.
He might be.
He's dropping his hands a little bit. Mitchell's being a little more aggressive now.
And Chavin Scales is working on another takedown. He's got him backed up against the cage, and
goes for a
he
throw.
successfully gets another takedown. And he's about to land and mount if he could slide his knee through, but Gage blocks it.
Gage is blocking it very well, and it looks like he's trying to scoot out and maybe take the back here.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying to replace guard now.
Yep, Chavin once again in the guard.
And big slam.
The thing about those slams is sometimes they do damage, but they always waste energy. They use a lot of energy. But it looks like Chavin's got a lot of energy to give. It looks like he's not slowing down right now. He's been on top this whole first round, basically.
And Scales has mount again. And Mitchell working hard, and there's the bell. Round one's over, and Mitchell
hits the cage.
He's mad after that round. He knows he didn't do what he needed to do in that.
Right. Well, if he lets his emotions get to him, it might not actually help him. It might do the exact opposite. So. William McLaughlin in the corner of Gage. Mark Klaus in the corner of Chavin Scales. He's giving him some real instructions. It looks like he's telling him to hit him more when he gets mounted.
And we saw Scales throw some pretty heavy leather when he had that mount position.
We did.
That's not a guy you want to be under when he's throwing bombs like that.
Like we talked about earlier, this is as much muscle as you can pack onto a guy his size. It's very strong. Gage just hadn't dealt with anybody this strength before, so. But
Mitchell definitely needs to come out and push the pace this round.
I agree, to try to attack the cardio of Chavin Scales.
Scales has definitely slowed down since the opening bout of the round.
Yes, he's not as explosive, but he's still landing that last.
Still strong.
So.
Still strong.
Yes. Touch gloves again. And Chavin's actually backing up this round.
Scales is actually being a little more reserved now, and he's throwing really wild, really low punches. His hands are dropping. Mitchell is keeping his hands up, though.
Very technical fighter, Gage is. He
Nice
throws crazy
spinning
kicks.
kick.
He's very flexible.
Nice leg kick by Mitchell.
Another kick returned by Chavin.
The pace of this fight has definitely slowed down.
Indeed.
Whoa!
Wow. Wow.
I can honestly say I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah. I don't even know how to describe that to the
Scales
fans.
sprawls right here. He's trying to work around. He's pinning Mitchell down. Nice knee to the body by Scales.
And Chavin is actually landing hits now. He's got Gage turtled up. And Gage stands up.
Gage works up the wall.
He's trying to...
He needs to get that arm over his head and turn back into him.
He does. He doesn't want to give up his back right here.
Exactly.
And Chavin...
Oh, a nice slam by Scales.
Yeah, this is that wrestling that I talked about. And from what I remember, he is a state champion wrestler, so you can expect something like
well,
this.
You can tell he's just got that core strength and that brute power.
Yeah.
And he's built.
Now,
like
what
a
I will
tree
say
trunk.
is, I do see a high
got
possibility of a submission from the guard there. I know Gage Mitchell's guard is no joke.
A nice knee kick.
And the ref stands these fighters.
Scales didn't like that knee kick. That hurt him.
He did not.
And Mitchell may need to attack the legs. That may take away some of Scales' power.
Yeah.
Nice head kick by Mitchell. A little lazy, but it was a good head kick. And both these guys are tired. The pace of this fight has slowed down tremendously.
A lot. It's because of that wrestling, all that wrestling and slamming that Chavin has done.
Mitchell gets closed guard, and I think this is where Mitchell would rather be, right here.
I think so, too. I think he's got a chance of submitting him right here. When they were standing up, Chavin didn't even seem to be in a stance. He just seemed to be standing straight up, and hands were down. He looked very confident to stand up.
And they're working from the guard here.
We talked about the cardio of Chavin might be giving out, but, from what it looks like right here, Gage looks just as tired as Chavin does.
I think they're both
exhausted
right here. I mean, this is the part of the fight where your will just has to take over,
right?
And your heart has to take over.
I agree.
It's who wants to win the most.
Yes, Chavin has been winning, but there hasn't been a lot of damage here from Chavin's part. What I think we're going to see...
Mitchell is really working his guard right here.
Yes, I think we're going to see, especially in this third round, who wants
good armbar set up right
here.
Can
the technique of Gage finish this fight with the armbar right here, or the power of Chavin Scales break that armbar?
Mitchell has a deep armbar.
That's the armbar right there.
right at the bell.
Saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell. That's about as close to save to the bell as you can get right there.
Oh, yes. I mean, he was an inch away from possibly breaking that arm.
And Scales collapses over in his
Scales
corner.
is extremely
He's
tired.
exhausted. Mitchell's still on his feet.
As a fighter, this is what I look for right here. I look for the guy laying down between rounds.
When you lay down like that, that's not a good sign.
No, if I were Gage right now, I would pull something out of me and come at him with everything that I could to finish this fight right here.
If Scales can't answer the bell, this fight may be over, and Mitchell may get his second win.
Possibly. But also,
Scales does not look like he's getting up. He looks very tired.
He does. But also, Scales is an experienced wrestler. He's been in situations like this where I'm sure he's been tired like this before. And he could have hurt his arm. You know, that armbar was...
That armbar was very deep.
Yes. He might have actually hurt his arm.
It takes a lot of brute power to power out of an armbar like that.
And especially, how many slams do you think that Chavin had? That last one was just amazing.
And you know, I think that slam actually, and I believe this fight is being called.
It is.
The fight is over. Scales can't answer the bell.
He can't. I don't know if it's the cardio. I don't know if it's the arm. But man, he's having trouble standing up and walking. He might have had
this fight is over.
It is.
Gage Mitchell.
Gage Mitchell 2-0.
Chavin Scales cannot answer the bell.
Might have been fight of the night right there. That was very entertaining.
That's very close. I mean, that's.
I also
and just
like,
think if that round would have been 10, 15 more seconds, Mitchell might have finished that with armbar. That was very deep.
I agree.
Another great fight, man. This card is just incredible tonight.
Yeah, for an amateur show, this is one of the best that I've seen.
I can't wait for the pros.
Me too.
And then of course the amateur title fight tonight, Kenny Smith and Chauncey, man. That's it's only getting better.
Yes.
And we still have women fight.
Yes, we have the women fight. They're always scrappy. Amazing fight right there, and I'd really like to know why Chavin couldn't answer the bell, whether it's a factor because of his cardio or because of his arm.
It looks like his car. It looks like he just blew his wad.
Yeah, I think so too.
As we like to say, blowing the wad.
Blowing the wad.